This man was a teacher who had a unique approach to every class. He would hand students a jar and have them tap it once every minute, because he'd made a bet with his inattentive students if they could stay quiet for a set amount of time. He would finish drinking a carton of milk. The students became incredibly united in their effort to help their teacher finish the milk. If anyone tried to cause trouble, the other students would shut them down. As time passed, the milk on the desk kept disappearing, but the knowledge on the blackboard kept growing. The students didn't even realize they'd actually listened attentively through an entire class period. Some even started raising their hands eagerly to answer questions. This teacher's arrival transformed the worst class into the school's top honors program. But just as the teacher was feeling triumphant, he was fired for refusing to agree with the principal's decision to raise tuition. Even though all the parents didn't want him to leave, the blade of power doesn't bend toward the masses. The teacher was forced to head to New York to look for new work. Reality dealt him another crushing blow. Big city schools simply wouldn't hire teachers from rural areas. To get back to the teaching position he loved, he had to work odd jobs while searching for employment. On this particular day while job hunting, Mike saw a student and teacher locked in a physical struggle. He rushed over to break it up, and the commotion didn't end until the principal appeared. The teacher ended up quitting because he couldn't tolerate the bad students. Mike said he could start immediately. After looking at Mike's teaching record, the principal decided to give him the school's best honors class, but Mike's gaze was fixed on the remedial class across the hall, where students were all doing their own thing. What the principal hadn't expected was that Mike would actually choose this problem class. Even when the principal explained that the students there had already driven away 6 teachers, Mike didn't change his answer. He firmly believed that every abandoned underachiever was just a pitiful kid. But Mike's confidence didn't bring him good luck. On his first day of class, the students gave him a gift. Shamika was the most disruptive student in the class, and under her influence, the classroom returned to its usual chaos. After school, the room was a complete disaster, making him feel completely out of place. After Mike finished cleaning everything up, he discovered his car had been covered with all kinds of graffiti by the students. But drawing on years of teaching experience, he knew that behind every problem student, there had to be a story. Mike went door to door for home visits. He discovered that some students, at just 12 years old, had to help their parents take care of 3 other children at home. Mike came to deeply understand that these kids' unwillingness to learn had a lot to do with their family situations. To gradually correct the students' problems, Mike prepared a surprise for them. The classroom walls were painted in fresh new colors. He was showing the students through his actions that this was the proper way to use paint. But the students weren't happy about it. Even the principal thought he was being ridiculous and scolded him right in front of the students. This immediately undermined Mike's authority. Shamika had been having a good time playing with her classmates, but when she saw Mike coming, she immediately left with her girlfriends. The students' resistance left him feeling helpless. When lunchtime came, his students rushed toward the cafeteria, a stark contrast to the orderly honors class next door. A female teacher nearby gave him a look that said he should quit while he was ahead. But once you've set out in life, there's no turning back. He immediately established new rules in the classroom. But students who were already used to freedom weren't about to follow his boring rules. The moment the dismissal bell rang, they rushed toward the door, only to discover that Mike had already locked the classroom. The students had no choice but to form a line.